Look, the ferry is over there. It's windy, but it's nice. It's sunny, and I'm with the NT 11,000 riding for a day or two. I want to see how this bike was made by Honda, what was intended for. Mostly touring, sports touring. I'm gonna tell you in this episode everything that I can find out about the new NT 11,000. The bike is right here. It looks very, very good. Mostly dark. I love the color, but we have to ride it some more in order to come up with some more details.
I think I've got the most windiest day this year. It's pretty fun to ride like lean 45 degrees while riding on a straight. Yeah, so I'm on the NT 11,000 right now, and I have to say I'm on a not that good road. It's a B road with lots of bumps, but this suspension, this Showa single function fork on the front and also Showa rear, it does a very good job. It's so plush, it's like magic carpet right now. I have to say, nothing to complain over here. I didn't adjust not even the front or rear. I only have adjustment for preload, for back and forth. Maybe if you add up a passenger or luggage, then you will need some more adjustments, but right now the bike is as I took it from the dealership, and it does a very big good job. I can also ride it a bit faster if I want to. I can squeeze some more power out of it on twiesties, and it does a very good job. I'm impressed about this. So, touring bike in the city, how easy it is to filter with the NT 1100. So quite good. You have to be a bit more careful because you have the luggage system in the back, and usually you would take the maneuvers as close to the cars as possible, but with this one you have to keep up some space because it's safer this way. You gotta love the way Honda made this menu with lots of buttons over here that you can get used to it, but it's a whole lot of knowledge in order to use them, because the ones that go up change the riding mode. This one will enter any menu. This one will use for the gearbox, cruise control, and you have another function, and oh my god, yeah, it's pretty tricky at first, but I think it will take you at least a couple of days to get used to the way things work over here. For example, I want to change the heating for my heaters for the handlebars, and I go in the function up and down. So this should be it. Now it's higher. Cool.
It's been already 5 days since riding this NT 11,000, and I'm pretty surprised by the package Honda has to offer with this bike. Although you might consider it a DeVille revamped or the Africa Twin with 17-inch wheels, this bike has a personal attitude of itself, and it's quite nice. It's a touring machine, let's face it. It comes with panniers, with a nice riding position, very comfortable, good wind protection, but overall how it feels. Let's start with the engine, because it's the same engine as on the Africa Twin. The twin-cylinder engine that produces just a slight more than 100 HP. I've got the version with a DCT transmission. You just click on the drive button and then everything happens. It's not snatchy, it reacts very good, and it's very helpful when it comes to riding all day long for a couple of 100 kilometers. What surprised me the most is that even though I have a DCT, I can pull wheelies with this bike. It's so insane. I had so much fun riding it on twisties that I was like, okay, I want to keep it some more days because I want to get a better feeling, and I started to get very fond of this bike. In stock trim you get this nice panniers, you get this nice stitching on the saddle, you get a cruise control, you get good wind protection, DRL lights, you get this dash that can be connected with your phone, and overall this package it's a quite nice to have thing because the price is pretty low. I think it's the most accessible sports, let's put it sports tourer, because it can ride like a sports bike, but mostly Honda wants to put it as a tourer. Optionally, you can add up some things like 3 packages, a Voyage package which includes a top box in the same colors as the bike. You can add up also the urban package and the touring package that offers softer saddles and different kind of stuff. Let's talk about the riding, how it feels, how it handles, how comfortable it is. So first of all, you have this upright nice riding position that you get just like on a normal bike, a cruiser. Your legs are in the right place, you have enough room to sit. The saddle feels comfortable enough for 3 or 4 hours of riding. Therefore I would go for the touring package because I would need a softer saddle. What else? The wind protection on this bike, the weather protection on this bike, it's quite good. Some buffeting in the helmet area, but this is just because I'm a tall rider. You also get these deflectors left and right that should help with the wind protection for your hands, but I think they create kind of a buffeting in your shoulder area while riding on the highway at speeds of over 120 kilometers an hour. You will feel it, and this might be a bit upsetting. Honda also added this deflectors for your legs that improve the wind protection while riding on highways or on a windier day like I did a couple of days ago. It was so bad. Luckily for me, I had the right bike. And most important, because I think I forgot to mention the heated grips, which kind of work good because it's a better system than before that I've experienced on the Hondas. This one's kind of get very hot, which is very important to have while touring. The suspension on this bike is quite plush. It feels very stick to the asphalt. You got the Showa single function fork that can be adjusted. You have preload adjustments for front and rear, but I didn't change anything. The bike felt quite good on twisties, on highways, on bumpier roads. It's like a magic carpet. When it comes to the brake side, I think I would love to have just a bit more bite. I kind of get that feeling that the bike is heavy, 240 or close to 240 kilograms with the DCT transmissions, and when I hit the brakes really hard, I think I get that feeling that I will not stop when I want, but the bike stops quite good, and this is just a feeling that you will get at first until you get used to things. Let me show you something quite interesting. The panniers, they look very good. It's easy to access them, and you have inner bags that come as standard. They are from Shad, and yeah, they work quite good. If you put this inside, you have to be very careful not to pinch it or something. You also have to be careful when closing it, although you don't have this inner bag, because you have these strings that keep the cover from falling down. You have to put them inside, otherwise it won't lock. So it's quite easy to work with them. You just have to fill everything inside and afterwards press it slowly and gently. There's also a set of additional lights over here that are fitted as standard. This is a very helpful thing because the headlight, I think, is borrowed from the Honda X-ADV scooter. Actually, the whole front of the bike seems to me like it's borrowed from that scooter. but with these lights and the auxiliary ones, you get the right amount of light for riding in day-night. Otherwise, I think just by using the normal headlight, although it's LED, you don't get that much light. So this package overall, it's quite good. Honda thought about things and they fitted some power plugs, some sockets in the front. You have one normal socket that you can charge things, and also an USB one, waterproof, on the right side. There's a lack of details when it comes to elements like those cables underneath the dash that I can see they don't have wrapping on them, and I can see the colors of the wires. I would love to get some more attention to this kind of stuff, because it kind of makes you believe that Honda didn't take the time just to wrap things up and make it good as usual, as we got used to. If we are speaking about touring, we need good mileage from the gas tank. We have a 20-liter tank over here that when riding at 100 and 120 kilometers an hour on the highway, you will get a fuel consumption of 5.5 or 5 liters, depending on the wind, I think. But otherwise, it's a good mileage. You can get 400 kilometers out of this tank, and this is quite good because you don't have to stop that often. Considering the price of 14,500 euros here in Eastern Europe, this bike has a lot to offer. It's quite a package. I like it a lot. I like the attitude that brings this NT close to the Africa Twin, just because they share the same engine, the torque, which is quite nice, and also the easiness that you can ride it on twisties. One thing that I have to say I dislike about this bike, it's the way you work with the menu. The electronics are superbly adjusted. You have the traction control, the ABS, you have everything that you can wish for. But most important for me is to just get used to the way the bike works. So I know how to work with the gearbox, but when I switch to the left panel, I kind of forget sometimes, and I don't use, if I want to use the turn lights, I also press the down button and I change my riding mode. So I think that's too crowded for my taste. Considering the overall package and the attitude of the new NT 11,000, I have to admit Honda did a very good job. I like it. The price is very attractive and the bike has a lot to offer when it comes to touring. I think you don't have to be too old in order to ride this type of bike. You just have to get that passion for touring, and this bike will answer all your needs. So this is all for today. Don't forget to subscribe, and we see each other in the next video. See you guys.